Okay, so tonight I will be making dumpling. In here there are shredded carrots. I have shredded leek. These circle ones are leek. And I have 2 eggs, 2 raw eggs in here, and some 1 pound of ground pork. This is salt, about half. Just a cup of shake, not a lot, otherwise it's gonna be too salty. And then you want some black pepper, just a cup of shake. So just a cup of shake in here, marinate it.
Okay, we're officially greased.
And you want to mix it up well. So you just need to massage the meat in really well. And gonna add some more salt in here. So again there's leek, shredded carrots, 1 pound of ground pork, and salt and pepper. And you just want to mix well in there with everything. And then I'm gonna let it settle. I'm gonna let it sit here for a while I wash my hands. And then I'm using this wonton thin wrap. So it's a wonton thin wrap. And I'm gonna make wonton egg noodle soup. Here is an egg that I will be using it to bind my wonton wrap together.
Space. So I didn't think we were going to be cooking anything today, so that's why I decided to try to make this today, but we'll too. You're being recorded.
Okay, so the wonton is very, very thin, and you don't want a lot in there, so you just want to have like a little spoon, a tiny spoon, and then you're gonna have, so basically you're just gonna dip it in like this, and you're gonna pinch it. So you're gonna pinch it.
Oh, I wish I had my mixing machine.
So it's not very pretty, but basically you're just gonna have to pinch it like this, and then put it aside. So you want to dip it into the egg first, and then get a small spoon of meat and carrots and veggies, and then you're just gonna pinch it up to the top and pinch it on the side to close it, the wrap, and it should look like this. Want just a tiny bit, don't want to put too much. And you just lift it both sides up and pinch it. Okay, so we have the stove turned on, and I am going to use one container of chicken stock. And more than 2 cups of water. I have my dumpling made already. So when the water become boil, I'll put my dumpling in. So what I'm making is dumpling noodle soup. This is leek. This is my chicken that I already pre-cooked. Basically, once my dumpling is cooked, I'm gonna put this inside. Inside my soup. So about another 2 cups of water. So 4 cups of water and 1 container of chicken stock. Okay, so the water is boiling right now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna individually try to separate my dumpling and put it in separately. The reason for this is that you see how the dumplings are stuck together? You don't want them to clump together. It's gonna take it longer to cook. So you wanna separate it before you put them in. And also I use the egg as a binder. So you want to make sure that you separate your dumpling out individually so they can form up into like their own individual wrap. So otherwise it will get stuck together and it will be one big old clump, and it does not look good at all. See this? It's really stuck. It's really stuck together. So you want to separate it before you actually put them in. So this one is one of the better ones. And when it kind of cooked, it rises to the top, like so. You want to have each individual dumpling. You don't want to have a big clump of dumpling all together. It's not good for the soup. It's not good to eat. It's a big old mess. Okay, so my wonton has it all floats up in on the top. So this means that the wonton is cooked. This is my pre-cooked chicken and leek. I am going to put it in here. And I'm gonna slow cook this, and then I'm gonna put in some chicken bouillon and some salt in here just for the soup base taste. So basically my soup is done. And I'm gonna work on getting my noodle cooked. I have the white noodle here. I have a bigger kind of noodle right here, and then I have the egg noodle. So the chicken was cooked with carrots, broccoli, and stuff like that. So I put everything in. I added some leek just for taste. But basically, I'm gonna eat the wonton noodle soup chicken with the noodle, so it's gonna be very tasty. I'm gonna turn the camera off, and I'm gonna start with my other ingredients. Okay, so on the other side, I have a pot of water going. I'm gonna let the water boil, and then I'm gonna put in my egg wonton thin noodles. This is the noodles. Basically, I'm just gonna cook it up and drain it, and then I'm gonna cook it with cook it and eat it with the dumpling here. So it comes in 4 servings, and there are 4 of us, so I'm just gonna make these 4 servings. Okay, so I have like multiple things going right now. This is the egg noodle. It's being cooked, and once it's cooked and ready to go, I will have to take it out, wash it, drain it, and make sure that it's it doesn't smell. Over here in the little pot or the pan, I have onion. Not onion, but I have garlic, which I am sauteing and turning it brown because I wanted to put it in my soup so that way it had a garlicky smell to it. But basically you want it this color, the brownish color. So I'm gonna put it to the side and let it cool. And I'm concentrating on cooking my egg noodle here to make sure that it's cooked thoroughly. And how can you tell whether the egg noodle is cooked or not? Number 1, the egg noodle rises to the top like this. Number 2 is that the color changes. When it was uncooked or hasn't been cooked, the color is darker, and now it's lighter. So you just want to let it simmer up like that, and then that's when you know that your egg noodle is cooked. So I'm gonna turn off the stove here, and I'm gonna take it over to the sink, and I'm gonna wash it thoroughly, with cold water. And I have my so this is cilantro and green onion, which I chopped off. I cut it into like tiny pieces for garnishing. Basically, my dinner is cooked and ready to go, I'm gonna go ahead and wash my egg noodles. And then I also have another type of veggies that I will be eating with this wonton noodle soup here. So I'll be right back. Here is my egg noodle. It's being soaked in cold water. Excuse the mess here. I just came home from work and I have lunch container that I need to wash along with my dinner dishes afterwards. But basically what you need to do is you need to soak it in cold water, and you need to rinse it just to make sure that all the gunk and pulp and stuff is out of the noodle. And so basically the noodle is good. It's cooked. It's ready to eat here. Basically, once you rinse it, you want to make sure to take the excess water out. And I'm just going to let it sit here for a while. In the meantime, I'm going to do a taste test with my soup here to make sure that everything is tasty. If not, I may need to add in like more chicken bouillon, a little bit more stuff to it. And it's very light tasting. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some chicken bouillon to it. So right here I have my chicken bouillon. I'm gonna add in this much, so it's like a teaspoon. And then I'm going to turn I'm gonna let it boil. Let the water boil. As soon as it's boiled, I'm gonna be able to prepare, and I'm gonna put some of my brown garlic in here, just so that way it smells delicious. But I'm preparing to put everything, staging my bowls. Okay, so how I'm gonna stage my bowl is I'm gonna first put in the noodles.
Starting to rain.
So this is like Mum's flowers. It's not like a flower, but it's actually like Mum's. You can buy this at the Asian market. You can use any vegetable that you like, but because it's winter and it's cold, I prefer to eat this because it smells really delicious and it's actually good for you. So basically, after I put in my noodles, I'm gonna put this in. I'm gonna garnish it with green onions and cilantro. I'm also going to put in a little bit of garlic, fried garlic at the top. Once my water is boiled, I am going to actually transfer the chicken and the dumpling into the bowl. So I'm trying to use all of the ingredients that I make. I don't want anything to go to waste and be wasteful. Okay, so the water is boiled, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna transport, make sure that we all get dumplings. We get our carrots in to help with the our eyesight here, and so I want to make sure that the water covers everything, so that way we can make sure that the veggies is cooked. And I'm gonna put in a little bit of pepper here, just for smell, and that's the cooked product.
Painting stuff.